Dr. Orlean Simmons, who is the president and founder of the Martin Luther King Jr. Association.
Good morning. Good morning. One more time. Good morning. Good morning. It's just so great to see you here, and it is an honor and pleasure to greet and welcome you to our annual Martin Luther King Peace March and Rally, sponsored by the Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. Association of Asheville and Buncombe County, with our board members, Jonathan McCoy, Jennifer Nielsen, Dr. Monique Taylor, Elizabeth Costerville, Vanessa Funderburg, Patrick Crew, Sarah Thornburg, and Dr. Elizabeth Colton. Celebration committee members, Reverend Doug Bynum, Dr. Sarah Himhelper, Ann Carpenter, Apostle Inez Ray, David King, and Darrell Rhymes. Looking out today, I am reminded about a story that I heard when I was much younger. And I see that our group today is small, but big in heart and in love. And this story that I heard was about this young preacher that was going to do his first sermon. And just as one couple showed up, the husband and the wife. And so he said, I'm going to give you the whole sermon today. So they sat down and he listened to, and they listened to him, and yes, he did the preaching, he did the singing, and then he passed the plate to collect the money. And so the husband for the couple stood up and said, I heard you say you were going to do the whole sermon, but I didn't know you were going to do the whole load. And I say that to you today because you are going to receive the whole load. I now take this opportunity to say thank you to Jonathan McCoy for chairing the annual Peace March and Rally. Thank you to St. James Church, Reverend Doug Bynum, and choir. The Buncombe County Sheriff Department, Quentin Miller Sheriff, and the city of Asheville for co-sponsoring this event. Thank you to the keynote speaker that we will hear later on today. I'll close at this time by saying, let us rise up with a greater readiness and determination.
Program, you see that it got switched up. I was supposed to do the recognition of officials at this point and not at the beginning, but I wanted to make 2 points as we've been trying to change. One, again, that we're not marching, but we're having a rally in here. We had to make a change for the weather. But I wanted to make note of why it was important for me, or to me, that we had this occasion again here at St. James. Reverend Bynum came St. James in May. New to Asheville, new to the church, trying to let them know who he is, trying to find out who. I reached out to Reverend Bynum and said, we want to have our Peace March devotional in St. James like we've had before. He's like, oh, okay, this is what has happened. Oh. And he jumps right in. Okay, I'd like to be a part of it. I'd like to learn more. Then Helene hits. but he has stayed involved, he has stayed committed. This whole thing has been, since he's come here, that he wanted to know this community that he is now a part of and wanted to be a part of the celebration. And so that was one thing that made it important. Asheville is his home. And so I want occasion for him to be able to present himself to his new home, and his new home be able to find out about him. And also to find out about this church that he's pastoring. For some, it's the first time they've come into the door. It might be the first time they actually noticed that the church is there on this small hill. But it's been here. And so that was important. Now, as Dr. Simmons was telling about the pastor and passing the play, I was also struck by this thing. As you read, maybe if you were at the breakfast about my biography, my father was a prison chaplain. And I always used to laugh. He was a pastor that never got a chance to pass the plate. They don't take up offering inside the prison. And so I said, so they got the word, but they didn't have to give any money. But I said, that's not what the word is all about, but it's also not what the offering is about. The offering is how you find out how you support the community. And so that's why we also like to emphasize the fundraiser. How do you support the community? And so as I sit down, and we will have music once more from St. James, following that selection from Horrific Dance, we'll then hear words from Reverend Bynum.
pastor in this moment. It is still morning, and so for just a few more minutes. And first, I just want to recognize the universal force that I call God that has brought us to this place. And thank the members and friends of St. James that have made our experience today possible. And to Dr. Orlean Simmons, Reverend Jonathan McCoy, the board and celebration committee members, and to this beloved community thus assembled. Is it still morning? Good morning. I must tell you, the committee has done a potentially dangerous thing this morning. They put a preacher in front of a sanctuary full of eager and excited congregants. I don't know. I don't know if that's a good thing or not, but we'll see. If today were a Sunday morning, I might select a pericope of scripture telling the story of an ethnic minority immigrant named Esther, who found herself in a tenuous situation. Her community was marginalized, oppressed, and experiencing political divisions that threatened their very existence. Does any of this sound familiar? I think I'm having a deja vu moment. Esther's particular situation was a balance of being true to her identity while living in proximity to the seat of a dangerous power, yet she still had agency. Without going into all of the details, perhaps the questions underpinning her uncle Mordecai's appeal are the same questions facing us today. Are you willing to exercise your position of privilege and spheres of influence, or will you remain bystanders to the increasingly more frequent power grabs and divisive plans that hit too close to home? Alas, today is not Sunday morning. I noticed in the program that they didn't say message or the word or any of those things. I think it was a clue to me. It said that my task is to bring the occasion, and so I'll do just that. Beloved, the occasion is, it's time to make lemonade. Yes. It's time to make lemonade. Some turns of phrases become so universal that if the first words are uttered, nearly everyone can finish the sentence. For instance, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. You see, this figurative and proverbial phrase is used to inspire positivity and optimism in the midst of a bitterness and adversity. The bitterness of lemons represents the sourness and difficulties that life can bring, while the resulting lemonade is a sweet, thirst-quenching satisfaction born from those same challenges. The question some of a certain generation, and I'm just taking a stab in the dark here as I look around the room, might be, how do you make lemonade? You see, I'm not talking about the country time lemonade that you find on whatever aisle that is at Walmart. I'm not even talking about the packets of Crystal Light that you tear open and pour into your water bottle. But today we're talking about the real thing. How do you make lemonade? First, we must take the acerbic lemon with its lip-puckering bite and pierce the tough exterior with the sharp edge of a blade until you are able to reveal its innermost parts. Blunt force won't work. Only the precision that comes like a blade to cut through the fruit. Next, tension and pressure must be applied to expel the acidic pulp and juice before agitating with the sweetness of sugar and the chilling. The agitation has begun. We temper the mixture with cool water to balance the blend of divergent ingredients. When life gives you lemons, make lemonade. Can y'all help me out? In a society faced with injustice, when life gives you lemons, make lemonade. In a nation where inequality persists, when life gives you lemons, In a world where oppression weighs heavy, we step up to our call. When life gives you lemons, in a community divided, our task is to resist the efforts of resegregation and resonate a single unified voice. When life gives you lemons, in the face of hatred and prejudice of all kinds, when life gives you lemons, in times of despair and hopelessness, our mission is never fading. When life gives you lemons, when economic disparity grows, we dig deep and help each other to flip the tables. When life gives you lemons, with every challenge, trial, and societal ill, we must come together and make lemonade. I am also a teacher by trade, or educational consultant now. So I just got to do this before I leave you. And that's a quick formative assessment. And so I have just one question for you. Do you remember how to make lemonade? Yes, first we have to pierce through the tough exterior with our presence to cut through the bitterness of injustice and the pith of lingering inequality. We must apply tension and pressure to extrude the negativity, the evil and selfish wickedness of our society. We must agitate the system to break up the tribes, the cliques, and the political gangs that so eagerly work against unity and dignity in favor of self-aggrandizement. We must sprinkle the coolness of peace and the sweetness of love like sugar and ice. And then we must blend with the cool water from our collective well, the common good that makes us all better, allows us all to dwell together as brothers and sisters. Beloved, the dream is not dead. In fact, we are living King's legacy and still building the dream. Don't let 4 more years, don't let 4 more years make us shrink from our place at the table. Let's make lemonade. Don't drown in the quicksand. Don't you dare drown in the quicksand of playing the blame game. Let's make lemonade. Don't compromise your morals and ethics, but rather pursue them all the more intently. Let's make lemonade, y'all. 4 years may seem like a long time, but there are many elections and spaces for our civic engagement well before then. Let's make lemonade. And so don't lose heart. And above all else, let us remember the message from Paul. We are hard pressed on every side, but not crushed. We're perplexed, but not in despair. We're persecuted, but not abandoned. Struck down, but not destroyed. It's time to make lemonade. Introducing this next song. This may be a familiar song to many of us because it is a song of the movement. It is a protest anthem of determination and encouragement. During marches and demonstrations, the whole so we invite you today to do the same thing. We are dedicated and decidedly determined that we won't let anything nor anybody turn us round.
celebrating. Now I ask for Dr. Simmons to come up and get us ready. We're not marching, get us ready as we transition to our rally portion here in the sanctuary.
Brass yard band. You have the brass yard band. It is time for us is a march and a rally. So we gonna march today.
celebrating that we have the energy, the focus, the desire to want to become together. We're not in a state of despair, but in a state of hope. To this cold, sad, and gather of a whole lot of other people that you don't know, sad, listen to this music, sad, listen to the minister, sad. You can't be here, sad. You can't be here, that's wrong. If there's something making you frown, then you need to think about what's making you frown. And what we're here for is, like the saying goes, is to turn that frown upside down. We're here to gather energy from one another so that we can go forth with a greater readiness and greater determination to do the work to stay united. Yes! To become and stay a community. That's what this rally is about. That's what peace is about. That's what I was talking about when you read Dr. It becomes obnoxious if you don't stand for injustice. And you call for peace. Then that's when people have a problem for you because you're calling out what's wrong. That's right. People have a problem with peace. It becomes obnoxious when you start saying that, hey, there needs to be a fair wage. Hey, there needs to be affordable housing. Hey, we need to stop this gentrification. Hey, there needs to be food security. Hey, there needs to be better and dependable education. Yeah. Hey, there are ways that we need to work to improve our community so it comes together and stays together instead of looking for ways to frown at each other, be mad at each other, and be divided. That's what the Peace Rally is all about. That's what we're celebrating. That's what we're calling for. We're going to tap into our spirit of togetherness. I'm going to ask you to cross your heart. Do you have another one in you right now? Do you have another song that you can play? If you can play, we will then hear from our speaker, Renee White, who is a pillar in our community. A pillar in our community. And you say, well, wait a minute, how do I know that? Well, if you come on down to this community in St. James and you know where the heart is of this community, who expresses the needs, desires of this community, it's one Renee White. And if you know Asheville, you know, if you look at it, where's the heart of Asheville in this community? And so we're going to hear from the heartbeat of Asheville, heartbeat of the community, Renee White, following this selection from the Brass Your Heart Band.